man, we got a cool story to tell you today, and it's about how we just made $17,000 wholesaling a piece of real estate in Virginia. Now, here's the reason why this is a cool story. It's not just because we made $17,000. It's because it came from the YouTube channel. The lead source actually was from Jared commenting on one of my YouTube shorts. Here's what Jared said. What up, RJ? I asked you yesterday about JV deals, which he had. He asked about doing JV deals in Houston. And you mentioned you have a web form. I have an idea I want to run by you. I have a strong lead ready to go in my local market. I already had a buyer want the property, commit to a price. Closed like 70 deals with this buyer. He's my number one guy, and his price is almost always the highest. The seller is motivated and has to sell ASAP. Condition is rough. Buyer said the rehab is $80,000. After repair value is $300,000. I'm sorry. Buyer will pay $160,000 all day, maybe a little more. Seller originally wanted $200,000 and was expecting an offer in the upper 100s from me after the walkthrough. If you're open to it, I think it would be awesome to watch you close the lead and JV with you to see how you handle a situation like this where the offer needs to be dropped a good bit. Not sure if that's something you'd be open to. Figured I'd ask, especially since I already have the buyer lined up. I immediately responded and said, send info to rj@titaniumprops.com and I'll take a swing at it. Shortly later, I said, close, baby. So what you guys are about to watch is me calling Jared's seller. Now, here's the thing. I'm coming in. I have not previously spoken to her. That's pretty much all of the information that I had. There wasn't like, hey, this is what her motivation is or anything like this. This is all about just me trusting my instincts and all of the reps that I have put in talking to sellers. So what you're about to see is a conversation between me and the seller and how I close this deal. And then the follow-up conversation where I immediately hang up with the seller, call Jared, tell him the good news, and then I'll come back and tell you what happened from there on with the rest of this deal. All right, so this lead came from Jared, who's a subscriber on the YouTube channel. Let's see if I can close the deal.
Hello.
Hi, is Crystal there?
This is her.
Hi, Crystal. This is RJ Bates. I work with Jared. I was calling about your property there on Lamplighter.
Yes.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. So Jared and I were discussing the numbers here after the walkthrough that we did on the property. And I wanted to call you and see if we could have a conversation, see if we could work something out there. Is now a good time for you?
Yeah, great.
Okay, so I know that Jared had talked to you and you were, you originally wanted 200,000. Is that correct?
We didn't talk a number, honestly.
Okay. So gotcha. Okay. So after walking through, the property was in a little bit worse condition than what we were originally anticipating. It looks like we're coming in with about 80,000 in rehab. So we do need to come in somewhere in the range of 140 to 145.
Okay.
Now that would be a net number to you. So there's no fees or commissions taken out or anything like that. The only thing that you would have to pay is if there's anything owed on the property or any liens or taxes.
So there's a reverse mortgage on it, and I was telling
Jared?
I was telling Jared that I have like a statement from I think 2023 or maybe 22 that had like somewhere around 87 on it. So I'm sure interest and all that has accrued since then. do you, because I'm still, I called my mom earlier to see if she was able to get a hold of the reverse mortgage lender to see what the payoff balance is. But does your title company or your attorney have a way to find out what the balance is, the principal balance is?
Yes, ma'am. So the way that would work is once there's a purchase agreement in place, then we would submit that to the title company, and then the title company would get a title commitment back from their essentially their plant that would say, okay, we've identified that there's a mortgage on the property, so a lien on the property, and then they would call and get the payoff from the mortgage company, and then that would actually get paid out of the proceeds at the closing.
Right, I understand all of that. I'm just trying to figure out what that payoff is because I'd like to know before we
Right.
do a purchase order, just in case there's a balance, because there's no funds to cover that.
Right. So what I would tell you is, you said that statement was from 2023.
I think it's either 22 or 23. I have to look at the statement again to see what year it was sent.
Do you have that available? Yeah, because then if we could see the interest rate, I could almost reverse engineer it and do the math to figure it out.
Okay, let me change my baby.
Okay.
Hey, Cookie. You want to eat? All right. Get you cleaned up.
Is that your baby?
It is. I just had a baby last month.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you.
That's a fun time. I've got a 12-year-old and a 7-year-old.
Yeah, we have a 13-year-old too.
Oh, wow. My sister's 10 years older than me. 13, that's a big gap.
She's a vasectomy baby. Let's stop working.
Oh, jeez.
She's not quite an intentional baby. Me 10 years ago. So.
Oh, geez, that's crazy.
We were one and done, actually. Then she came along. Join the party. Oh, look there. Can you put that ice? Yeah. What? Please do not eat all that ice cream before dinner. What is this for me? Here, hold on. Let me do it some. Thank you.
If I had to anticipate what I think the balance would be, I think it's going to be in the low 100s.
Okay, I hope that is, I mean, grandmother is almost 90, so I think, I don't even know how taxes work on this as well, but I guess you know. Okay, so this is from, okay, yeah, the statement is from October 6th, 2023. And the, current principal, no, goes to principal limit. So it has the original principal limit, which is $86,100. The growth of principal limit, which is $18,460.70. So the current total loan balance is $104,451.50.
Okay, and what was the date on that?
That's October 2023.
Okay, so we've had about 14 months since then.
Right, not quite 2 years. Yeah, so 2 years will be this October again.
Does it have an interest rate on there?
The loan interest, the index, I think, is 4.28.
Okay, well then.
No, sorry. No. The loan interest rate is 6.5.
6.5.
Yes, that's the loan interest rate.
So we're probably somewhere in the range of 110 to 115, somewhere in that range of what the principal balance would be, just based off of that interest rate and where it was when that statement was. And then property taxes don't look like they're that much. So I mean, there's a solid chance, just based off of what I'm seeing, you could walk away somewhere in the range of 25 to 30,000.
Okay. I'm hoping. So we got grandmother. We brought her down here October of last year, and my aunt was there taking care of her before she unexpectedly passed. But I'm hoping that they paid the taxes from 2024. Oh, sorry, no, we bought her October 2023. Okay, yeah, we brought her October 2023. So let's just say maybe maybe last year's taxes wasn't paid. So okay, yeah, I think we should be okay.
I can actually look up the taxes. Let me look real quick.
Can you do that?
Yeah.
Well, maybe 1 year in a hole. Because we brought her October 2023, and I would think that taxes would have been paid for that year, so maybe just not last year.
Right. Well, maybe I can. Let's we'll see. I said maybe I can. The first way I searched it didn't work. Let me try something else. But I do think no matter what, I think it's going to be, there'll be more money there than what's owed. It sounds like.
What was your offer?
140 to 145 is where we need to be.
Okay.
As far as time frame goes right now, you guys kind of just want this done as quickly as possible, right?
Yeah, because I mean, we don't want to create any more damage for you guys. I'm not trying to get in there and start demoing because of the flood. So I don't want to prolong it and make the situation worse for anybody. So yeah.
Right now, who would be the person that would sign for the property? Is it you, or is it your mom, or who is the?
Has power of attorney, but grandmother is still coherent.
Gotcha.
She has power of attorney. We have the documents for that, but she's still very much so coherent. She's still fine.
Is she?
Because she signed for the reverse mortgage. Her signature's on there.
Gotcha. As far as accepting or not accepting an offer, is that something that you want to present to her, or do you want me to have a conversation with her, or how do you want to handle that?
No. I wouldn't go as far as having a conversation with grandmother. Tell her what to do. She's not that coherent.
I got you.
But she's still enough where you can say, grandmother, sign here. And she'll probably ask, like, what are we doing? You know, we're selling your house. So.
And she's on board for selling it.
We don't.
She wants to sell the property. She's on board with that.
She's not going back.
Gotcha.
Like when we brought her down here after my aunt Janet, she died, she knows she's not going. She knows she's going to live in Texas for the rest of her days, and she's going to stay with my mom.
Okay. Well, how about we do this? Just to make sure that we're good. What do you think about me making an official offer of $143,000 and sending that over to you, sending over the contract? Do you want me to send that directly to you so then you can have her sign it?
So how does it work? So right now the contract is just sending us. Does that need to have a notary, or does it just need to be signed, and then the official loan documents, the payoff, needs to have a notary? Like, what does this?
Correct. So I would send you the purchase agreement in like DocuSign, so electronically she could sign it, and then that gets sent to the title company, and then what gets notarized and everything is at closing when she's officially signing over the deed and the settlement statement and all of that. And then that's where we would sign that. Ours gets notarized, yours gets notarized. We wire the money, and then the money's released and everything's recorded. So this is just a simple email 2-page agreement, and we've already walked the property, so we don't need any contingencies or anything. This is just, it's a firm number, and we're ready to close. So we can get this done as quickly as title could get pulled and ready to go. It'll probably take about three weeks total. So if we were to sign it, today or tomorrow, we could probably have this closed by February 18th or 19th.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. If it's electronically, you just send it to me and CC my mom, because grandmother is there, and then my mom can have grandmother sign it and get it back to you, so the title company can get started on like what's owed.
Okay. What is your email address? Okay.
And then my mom, hold on, let me get it. Daddy, can you pour me some water in my cup, please? No, that water that's on the counter. Oh. Yeah. Yes. Mm-hmm. Oh.
Honestly, if you just want me to email it to you, I can do that, and then you could just forward it on to your mom if that works for you.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, I'll send it to you. It actually comes through Dropbox sign. It's not DocuSign, but it's very similar. And all that is needed on there is it's just one signature. That's all it is. No, you do it right there inside of your email. You don't have to download anything.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a little button that you click on and it opens up, and then you could read the contract, and then down at the bottom there's one signature, and then after that you just click the finish, and then it's done, and then it'll send it to me, and then I'll sign it, and then once that's done, we'll send it over to the title company, and then the title company will reach out to you about just getting seller information. They'll want like social security number and all that so they can pull the title. And then once we get that title commitment back, and then they get the payoff from the mortgage, then we'll be good.
Okay. Were you able to find the taxes?
No, I got to talking. Let me get back to it. Let me see here. For whatever reason on this website, I'm going to the Chesterfield, Virginia, real estate assessments website.
Uh-huh.
And when I entered in the address, it said nothing popped up. Like the address didn't exist.
You can try Richmond too. It's a little funky, like with the zoning over there.
All right, let me try that.
Richmond might be up on it too.
Search property address.
I'm crazy.
All right. Nothing popped up in Richmond either. But even if the taxes were owed, what I'm seeing here is the annual taxes are like $2,000. So even if the taxes were behind, I mean, we're talking about $2,000 to $4,000 max, right?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So I don't think that's gonna move the needle too much.
Did you work the property earlier?
My team did. I personally weren't there because I'm in Texas. But no, we did walk the property. Yeah. Yeah, we walked the property earlier.
I saw the area, like, maybe he's from Texas and lives in Virginia.
No. I'm in Texas, but I buy properties all over. But yeah, that's why Jared, you talked to Jared originally, and they went out there, they walked the property, and that's where we came up with this number. And like I said, no contingencies or anything. Normally we don't do it this way. But just knowing the situation and wanting to make sure we could give you guys a firm number and everything like that, this is going to work out better for you guys.
Okay. All right. Yeah, you can get it over to me, and I'll call my mom now and explain everything, and she can talk to grandmother.
Okay, Crystal. Well, I'll get this written up. Give me about probably 15 minutes or so, and then I'll email it over to you.
You have grandmother's name to put on the agreement?
I do. It's Margaret Hawthorne, Washington.
That's correct.
Yes, ma'am. So I'll get that sent over to you, and let me know if you have any questions. Do you want to take down my office number in case you have any questions?
Is it this 710 number?
Yes, ma'am, it is.
Okay, yeah, I have it.
Yeah, and if you call in, this is the office line. So there might be someone else that answers, but feel free just to ask for RJ.
Okay. And does her name need to read, her signature need to read like her driver's license? Because I think it's Margaret Washington on her driver's license.
That's fine. I can just put Margaret Washington on there.
I think so.
Yeah. Even if there's like a mistake on the contract or something like that, like if the name were incorrect, title company would just say, "Hey, could you amend the contract?" and we would fix it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's as long as both parties are in agreement with everything, it's pretty informal. They're not really. They're just kind of like, "Hey, fix this,"
Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, I'll get that sent over to you, and let me know if you have any questions. Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Crystal. Bye-bye.
Hello?
Jared, it's RJ.
Yeah, what's up, dude?
How many deals you done?
Just under 100, like 98 at this point.
Oh, you done a bunch. All right. Well, then you're not gonna be that excited. It's locked up. We're ready to go.
What's up, dude? How much?
Got it at 143.
Nice. Sweet.
Yeah. So
That was fast. What was that, like 15 minutes?
yeah, pretty much. I called her, she didn't answer, and then I called back, she didn't answer, and then I double dialed her, and I was annoyed because I was I was recording it so you could see it if it didn't go well or if it did go well. So obviously it went well, and I was like, well, I know you were wanting 200, and she's like, we never discussed price, and I was like, oh, this is gonna be great. I was like, okay, well, very good. I was like, well, the property's in way worse condition. We need to do like 80,000 in rehab. So we need to be somewhere between 140 and 145. And she's like, well, I'm just worried about how much we owe on the reverse mortgage. And I was like, done, lay down. That's what I'm talking about. So if that's the response, I know it's a done deal. So she went and she got a statement. The reverse mortgage in October of 2023, I think had like 105 owed on it. And so I told her, I was like, yeah, but she was wrong. It was 87 was the original balance, and now it had increased to like 105.
Yeah,
And
I think it would be like 200 because she told me that she thought it was 87 like a couple years ago.
yeah.
So I think it was like 200 worth of the scenario.
So I think we figured out it's like 115, and then there might be back taxes of like 4 to 5. And so, so yeah, I'm gonna send her the contract for the 143, and I'm gonna send it to her, and then she's gonna send it to her mom, and then mom's gonna have grandma sign.
Got it. Okay. Cool.
But your buyer is good at 160 or 165, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I already have a buyer lined up. He already walked it this morning.
Cool.
And because what I normally do, I know this is kind of like against the grain, but in my local market, I started out doing a lot of agent outreach. So a lot of the deals that I've closed are with agents. And what I found early on was I closed the deal with this guy. He was a super good buyer, really easy to work with, paid really competitive prices. And he's a big buyer around town, like a lot of people know him. And so what I noticed early on was that Richmond's competitive. And when you're working with agents and you're using like inspection periods, it's hard to get deals consistently.
Right.
So me and him had a conversation, and I was like, dude, what if you just walk the property beforehand, tell me what you can pay, and then I'll just negotiate it below that.
Right.
And work off my fee based off of what your price is. And he was cool with that. So that's how I've been doing it for years.
Love it.
And he just walked it. He was like, I'm at 160. I can probably get up to 165 all day.
Cool. Well then, yeah, let's get this. She said she'll probably try to get it signed tonight. It might be in the morning though, but they're done. I told her, we'll get it closed by like February 18th or 19th, just depending upon title. And she was super happy. So I'm gonna write this up and get it sent over to her, and then I have your email. So yeah, I'll CC you in on the DocuSign. So then you'll see when it gets signed. And then, yeah, we want to go ahead and do the JV agreement and all that. And then, yeah, man, let's get this deal done.
Cool, man. Yeah, I'll keep my eye on the email. Let me know if you need me for anything in the meantime.
Yeah.
And I'll be on the lookout.
Cool, man.
Obviously, like once you send me the JV agreement and she's got the contract signed, I'll send over the assignment to my buyer and I'll include you on that as well.
Cool.
So you can sign that stuff.
Love it, man. Good stuff. Appreciate you giving me the chance. Yeah, man. Good stuff.
Absolutely, dude. Yeah. Like I'm new to direct seller, so like I've done a ton of deals with agents. I've done a lot of JVs, but I'm kind of new to direct seller. I've done like cold calling on and off over the years, but I'm really committing to it right now.
So this was a cold call lead?
No, this is a PPL. Or no, wait, sorry, my bad. This is an agent referral. Like an agent just reached out to me and was like, hey, I'm going to step out of the picture on this one. I want you to work with her directly, take care of her, and just give me the relist.
That's right.
The agent that we work with.
Yeah.
So she just referred it to me, but I'm new to it. Like direct seller negotiating directly with the seller, so I was like, let me give RJ this one.
Yeah, man.
Over his shoulder. And I knew roughly that I knew it needed work, but they had like a piper that needed ton of work over the weekend. It got really bad. They had to like cut the water off at the streets and stuff. And I was like, damn, I don't know why she said she didn't talk price, because she definitely did.
Dude, I think she was so sweet. Like, I honestly think that she's overwhelmed. She just had a baby.
Yeah.
It was unexpected. Did she tell you that story?
No. So I talked to her last night, and I think she was busy, so we didn't spend too much time on the phone other than just setting up the time to go see it today. She got into like the situation with her aunt's husband, her grandma, and like the overwhelming stuff that happened with the house with the pipe bursting and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
So we didn't get too into the weeds.
So she has a 13-year-old. Her husband had a vasectomy 10 years ago, and they just had a baby 1 month ago. And she's like, apparently the vasectomy stopped working. She's like, this was not planned. And so I think she's overwhelmed with that, and then everything that's going on here. And then when I told her, I was like, hey, why don't I just go ahead and send you over the contract? And she's like, well, yeah, I want to go ahead, and I don't want the property to get in any worse condition for y'all. So let's go ahead and get this done, because I know the flood and everything like that. So she's totally in, and I think she's just overwhelmed with everything that's taken place.
Yeah, because what happened originally was when the agent reached out to me, they were debating listing it. And so the agent asked me, like, hey, what price do you think you would be at? She wants like $200K. That's the price that her and I talked about, like if we were to list it. And I was like, I'm definitely not going to be at 200. And she didn't really have any pictures, so I didn't know how bad it was. I just kind of assumed like standard rehab based on what she said, maybe a little bit worse than that. So I was like, I'm probably in like the 180, maybe 185 range, because my buyer told me like off of a hip shot, if it's in like average condition, maybe a little bit worse than that, he'd probably be in the high hundreds, like 190, 195, whatever. So she kind of talked with her about that, and then like 2 days later, she messaged me and was like, hey, I'm stepping out of the picture. She's like super overwhelmed. They just had a fight burst. She doesn't want to deal with it anymore. She needs something to get done like ASAP. And I was like, all right. So I told her I would keep the agent, I told her I would keep her in the loop and give her a call. So I called her last night to set up a time to see it.
Gotcha.
And my buyer saw it this morning, and then that's when you just called her. So
cool.
All happened pretty quick. They got kind of, like you said, overwhelmed.
Yeah. Well, good stuff, man. Well, yeah, let me get this contract sent over to her, and let's get the deal done, man. Appreciate you.
Absolutely, bro. Appreciate you.
All right, man. Talk to you soon. Bye. All right. Like I said, this was a pretty cool story. First and foremost, thank you, Jared, for giving me the opportunity to show you guys how to close these types of leads. Now, the one big takeaway that I want to give you on this is that it wasn't really heavily negotiated. It was more about me solving her problem with the reverse mortgage and making sure that she got the payoff and was walking away with enough money for her. It wasn't really about us. It was about the seller and solving her problem. Now, we sent the contract. She immediately signed it. Upon signing it, Jared and I then signed a joint venture agreement, and then he sent the assignment to his end buyer for $160,000, giving us a $17,000 assignment fee. There's nothing else that really took place on this deal. We opened up title. We sent over the signed contract. We sent over the joint venture agreement. We sent over the assignment. And from there, we just had to wait on title to clear and give the buyer enough time to get his loan in place to purchase the property. So that's how we made $17,000 wholesaling a piece of real estate in Virginia. It's one of the more unique deals that I've ever done. Jared, I appreciate you, brother. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to help you out on this situation. and getting this deal closed. I appreciate you. Make sure you guys show Jared some love in the comments. Give us a like on this video. We'll see you guys tomorrow.